चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्वीसे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मणे देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदीताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पति गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते विप्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमृगुर्येत् मूकं करोति वाचालं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
हरे कृष्ण। Where Srimad Bhagavad Gita completes with Lord Krishna's statement saying that surrender unto me completely and worship me with intelligence or buddhi yoga. That's where Srimad Bhagavatam starts. It shows how various devotees had surrendered, right? And those who could not surrender also benefited by having little faith in Lord Krishna, right? And how Lord Krishna reciprocates when we have the intelligence in the right place, which is in connection with the Lord or in Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. That's why Buddhi Yoga is nothing but Bhakti Yoga. Using our intelligence to, how do we use our intelligence? To control our senses and engage our senses in the service of the Lord of the senses. Right? As you all would have heard this example from our Upanishads, the body is compared to a chariot. Yes? Right? The 5 horses are the 5 senses. The reins are the mind. Right? Yes?
Yes.
And the intelligence is the actual charioteer, and the Jivatma or the soul is the rider or the passenger. Right? So it is intelligence that needs to control the mind. Thereby, the mind and intelligence together would control the senses. Right? Great. But what about ahankara? The ego. Who will control it? That's where the surrender comes. Right? That's the intelligence of surrendering our ahankaram or our false ego, right? And becoming very, very humble, or with becoming a person bearing humility. Humility, Prabhupada defines as intelligence. Right? Before we go further into the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, I will bring out something from Sanskrit, which that word tells us how important it is. When we talk about humility or humble, being humble, what is the word in Hindi or Sanskrit?
Vinamrata. Yeah.
Vinamra, Vinay. Vinay, सुने हैं?
Yeah.
Right? Vinamra is Vinay. Yeah. If you see that, right? V plus na plus ya. Okay, that's Vinaya. In Sanskrit, Vinaya. Okay? Let me show you that. Why do I call that? You're still able to. Scan said generally means humility, discipline, or modesty. Yes?
Yes.
Vinayam. Right? So, sorry. How did I close this? Yam. Make sense?
Yama.
Yama. Yama Dharma Raj. Raj or Yamaraj?
Yamaraj.
Yeah? Sin. Yes? Lord who punishes the sinner.
Yeah.
Or controller of sin. Yes? So Yam refers to sin. Yes? Make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Now let's talk about, it's important. What does niyama mean? Practices or restraints? Yes?
Restraints. Yes.
Niyama means rules or regulations. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Nam in Sanskrit means what?
Na means
No or not. Yes?
yeah.
Na yam. Not sin.
Okay.
V. V means very much. Never. V means never. Right? Never or very much. Okay? Or not never, ever. Never or very much. Yes? So, Vinayam means very much not sin. You get me?
Yes.
Yeah? Vinaya means very much not sin. So, with ahankara comes with the false ego comes the root cause of committing sins. But when we surrender our intelligence and thereby surrender our mind and senses to the Lord, right? Then all the sinful thoughts are eliminated. That's Vinayam. That's why, Lord Krishna, Narada Muni says in Narada Pancharatra, he quotes this. I'm typing it for you. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. Vinirmuktam. Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. Hrishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. Yeah, let's look at it. Sarva means all. What does Upadhi mean?
Shelters.
Occupation. Shelters or designations. Sarva Upadhi Vinid Muktam. Completely devoid of.
Yeah.
That means we should not think I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a vice president, I'm a director, I'm, whatever, the head of an organization, etc. Completely devoid of all such things. And Paratvena means transcending all those thoughts. Tat, those. Transcending those. By transcending those, what should we become? Nirmala. We all know washing powder Nirma, right?
Clean.
Being clean. Being clean, what should we do? in Rishikena, with our senses, Rishikesha, Lord of the senses, or Master of the senses,
Sevanam.
that is Lord Krishna. Sevanam, rendering service. Bhakti Ruchyate, that is devotional. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, devotional service is not sentimentality. It's about understanding with intelligence that we have to control our mind and senses and the false ego, and with absolute humility, giving up all sorts of designations and all sorts of shelters, we serve Lord Krishna unconditionally. That is real devotional service, because then we are acting with an intelligence that's superior to what we find in the material world, which keeps telling you need to do that to get this, you need to do this to get that. Here, there is nothing like do this to get that. Do this because you are the spirit soul and you have to. Though there is no expectation of result, it's all a commitment. Yes?
Yeah.
See the difference
Yes.
between the material intelligence and the spiritual intelligence?
Yeah.
In material intelligence, it's all about charity. As they say in the West, charity begins at home. Right? But in spiritual intelligence, it's all about discrimination. It's about discrimination begins at home. Right? That's why right from our childhood, we are all taught, those who are of Indian origin are taught, yeah? First look at yourself before you look at others. Yes?
Yeah.
Tej Mataji, Vimal Prabhu, do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. So why introspect first? Because, as they say, when we point a finger, how many fingers are pointing at us? 3.
3.
Oh,
Sometimes we leave the thumb up to point even at God. So it's the other's problem, it's the Lord's problem, it's not my problem. But 3 are pointing at us. That we forget. So that's the sort of an ego that drives the material intelligence. Right? If something goes wrong, it could not be I who has committed the mistake. It should be the other person. That's the thought process. In corporate world, what are we told? Even if there is a mistake, hey, you find reasons how to justify your actions. Yes?
Yeah.
Even if there is a bug in a software, right? Usually people go back to requirements and check whether this was stated or not. Yes or no?
Absolutely correct, Prabhuji.
The first thing we are taught is to look for the root cause outside us. That's why every programmer in the IT industry thinks that they can never commit a mistake. Right? Because one is taught time and again, you have the skills, you're capable, so don't anytime accept the fault unless the data proves it is yours. Right? Whereas in our bring up and the brought up we have been taught, first assess yourself whether you have acted right in the situation, right? And then look at the other's reaction.
yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So, therefore, unlike Western society where charity begins at home, within Vedic society, Charity begins at home. That means be kind to everybody at home. In Vedic society, discrimination, it's more than discrimination, or not discrimination, what should I call it? Not discrimination. Discrimination is a wrong word. One second. Sorry. What's it called? Where you assess. Yeah, it's discrimination. Discriminate. Yeah, based on one's action. That begins at home. One's thoughts and actions. Self-assess, that's the point. Self-assess and discriminate based on one's thoughts and actions. One's own thoughts and actions. That's better mistake. So, an introspection and a retrospection. In essence, it's all about introspection and retrospection. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So that's the way we surrender to Lord Krishna. It's with that mood of surrender, with that vinayam, that we will be able to understand Srimad Bhavatam. Because Krishna says, surrender unto me with intelligence. Right? Hare Krishna. Clear on
Yes.
this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Srimad Bhavatam ki jai.
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 So let's start discussing Srimad Bhavatam. So before we start discussing Srimad Bhavatam, there are about 6 or 7 PPTs of mine. I'll run you through them so that you get the complete perspective of Srimad Bhavatam, and then we will go to the individual cantos and chapters. Okay, Prabhu and Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is Srimad Bhavatam? Right? Srimad Bhavatam. Sarva Vedanta Sarabhi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyate Tad Rasamrita Truptasya Nanyatra Syad Radhi Kvachit. Srimad Bhagavatam itself defines the 12th canto, 13th chapter, 15th verse. Srimad Bhagavatam is declared to be the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. It's the essence. Right? We call Bhagavad Gita Gita. What is the other name for Bhagavad Gita?
Song of the Lord.
Sorry?
Song of the Lord.
A song of the Lord in English, Prabhu. There is another Sanskrit term for Bhagavad Gita.
Gita-Upanishad.
Gita-Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Upanishad or Vedanta philosophy. And that essence is declared in Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Hare Krishna. You see
Yes,
that?
Prabhuji.
Where Bhagavad Gita ends, Srimad Bhagavatam starts. When somebody reads Srimad Bhagavatam, nothing else it means. Right? Please remember this. And what are the topics covered in Srimad Bhagavatam? Adi Madhyavasaneshu Vairagyakhyana Samyutam Harinila Kadha Vrata Rutanandita Satsuram Sarva Vedanta Saram Yadhatmatmaikatva Lakshanam Vatsvadvitiyam Tannishtham Kaivalyika Prayojanam. From the beginning to the end, Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life, as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastimes, which give ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while not different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. Right? Parama Satyam. Param Satyam, the supreme truth. Right? Asamurdhva, no equal. That's Lord Krishna, Asamurdhva. Lord Krishna is Asamurdhva. There is nobody superior or equal to him. That's the absolute truth. Yes? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, is everybody clear on that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's what Srimad Bhagavatam is telling us, that Krishna is the supreme. Whatever Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam is telling us. And therefore, how does Srimad Bhagavatam represent Lord Krishna? Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Lord Krishna. While Bhagavad Gita is by Lord Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam is about Lord Krishna. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna himself manifest in the book form. Hare Krishna, is this difference clear?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam, when we are reading, Prabhupada says, read Srimad Bhagavatam from 1st canto to 12th canto, don't jump to 10th canto. Why? Because Srimad Bhagavatam, as we are rendering service of reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we gradually move from the lotus feet of the Lord all the way up to his beautiful
Face.
face. How? Padau yadiyau pradhamadvitiyau tudiyatuyau kadhitau yadguru nabhistada panchama eva sashto bhujantarando yugadam tadhanyau kantasurajan navamo yadiyo mukhara viddam dashamah prafullam ekadaso yasya lalatamattam shiro apitu dvadasha eva bhati tam adidevam karunanidhanam कमलवर्णम सुहितम सुहितावतारम कमलवर्णम सुहितावतारम अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुम भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम. Srila Vyasadeva narrates this in Padma Purana. The first and second cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam are Sri Krishna's lotus feet. The third and fourth cantos, they are his thighs. The fifth canto is his navel. The sixth, the Lord's chest. The seventh and eighth are the Lord's arms. The ninth is the Lord's throat. The 10th is the Lord's beautiful lotus feet. And the 11th is the Lord's forehead. And the 12th canto is his head.
Full head.
Beautiful crown. So that Supreme Lord who is manifested Srimad Bhagavatam in the Padma Purana, Srila Vyasadeva is saying, I bow down to that Lord who is an ocean of mercy and whose color is like the Tamala tree, black leaf, and who appears for the welfare of everyone. And he is the bridge for crossing the material ocean. Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared as his very self. Bhagavata Swarupa. Yes, Prabhu Mataji, clear on this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Why Srila Prabhupada said read right from the first canto, don't jump to the 10th canto? Yes?
Yeah.
When we go to the temple, do we first look at the Lord's face or look at the Lord's feet?
Feet.
Yeah. When we look at somebody from top to bottom, that means we are challenging them. Yes or no?
Yes.
Bottom up means what? We are basically showing our respect towards them. Yeah? Let's remember Srimad Ramayana. When Lord Ramachandra, when Sugriva and Hanuman got the jewelry of Mother Sita, Lord Ramachandra said, because of I'm not able to figure out whether these are Sitas or not, my eyes are blurry. Then what does Lord Lakshmana say to Lord Ramachandra?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
it is. It is.
Yes, I
He
don't know about
confirms
all other
it.
jewelry, but I can talk about the anklets
yes.
Yes.
because I have seen Mother Sita's feet, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Yes.
That's the respect for the mother and the father, for the Supreme Mother and the Father. Yes?
Yeah.
That's why even when we offer obeisances, we are told, see the Lord Apada Mastaka. Apada means start from the feet and watch up to the face. We directly do not look at the feet. Hare Krishna. So clear on this, how the 12 cantos represent the Lord?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. So now let's look at what the first and second cantos give us. Right? These are lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So they form the basis for the rest of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? In the first canto, very first canto, Lord Krishna's supremacy is established and Bhakti Yoga is demonstrated as the topmost path. So Shuddha Goswami narrates the entire history of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? And it covers Parikshit Maharaj, how he had an argument with Kali, how devotees like Pandavas, Kunti, Uttara, Bhishmadev, all of them depend on Lord Krishna. And how Lord Krishna reciprocates with them. Right? Yes?
Yeah.
So here we see three different topics in first canto. First is the establishing the basis of Krishna being the supreme, and that surrender to Krishna is important. The next, how devotees have surrendered. Third, how devotee like Parikshit Maharaj has acted. And finally, how Krishna reciprocated. Clear on these 4 points? Yeah?
Yes.
So when it comes to the second canto, it establishes the supremacy of Lord Krishna's bhakti, while also talking about various other forms of worship, like the Virata Rupa, or doing Ashtanga Yoga for the Paramatma, or meditating, or demigod Devata worship, etc., etc., etc. And most importantly, the 4 seed shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam are given here, and the definitions of the 10 different topics that are covered within Srimad Bhagavatam are also given here. What are the 10 topics? As we go along, we will discuss them. Please don't worry. Right? But remember this, the 4 key verses and 10 topics of Bhagavatam, 10 topics covered in Srimad Bhagavatam are covered here, along with the supremacy of Lord Krishna's bhakti, while discussing all other forms of yoga practices and meditations. Yes?
Yeah.
Great. Now, what are the 10 topics that are discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam? So let's discuss them. Atra sarvo visargascha sthanam poshanamutayah manvantareshanukadha nirodho muktir ashrayah. So what are the 10 topics? Sarga. In cantos 3, 4 and 5, how the universal creation is done by the Supreme Lord is discussed. Then Visarga. Visarga means secondary creation by Lord Brahma. That is also discussed in cantos 3, 4 and 5. Yes? Clear?
Yes.
Primary creation and the secondary creation. What is the primary creation and secondary creation? I don't want to just cover the 10 topics just like that. I want to give you the understanding. Are you aware of the primary creation and secondary creation? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the primary creation is the universe was created, then Brahma was created, then the 4 what is
Maras.
four Kumaras are created.
Okay.
Is that?
Yes, Mataji. Please
And
continue.
that
Please continue.
Manvantara. Um, and then they got married to the four daughters, and that's when the
Yeah,
Manvantara started.
that
Yeah.
is after
Mhm.
they have been impregnated, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm
Hmm.
talking about the primary creation and the secondary creation, Mataji. What you said is in the right track, but the detail is a little bit more than that, Mataji. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So let me try and pick up a PPT to make it very very clear. Sorry, kindly help me. The font is small for me. If you can see something called
Okay.
lifespan of Lord Brahma.
Yes, Prabhuji. It's in the third row. Yeah.
Right. So let's look at this PPT so that it gives us a complete understanding. Oh, okay. In this, I'm only talking the numbers. Okay, sorry. This is not ideal. That will confuse you. Lifespan of Lord Brahma is not the one. 1 second. Let me pick this up. Obviously, that PPT is not in this thing. So let me talk.
Okay.
Let me explain. Right. If you see, initially Lord Krishna is there. Right?
Yeah.
From Lord Krishna, all these various expansions come through. Right? And then
Yeah.
comes Lord Narayana. From Lord Narayana comes, you know, the various Purushavataras like Shidodaka Sai, Garbhodaka Sai, and
Yeah.
Karanodaka Sai, the Swamsha, they come, and then you see the various avatars come.
Avatars.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's everything is starting from the Lord. Now let us see the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the cover page, so that we can exactly understand how the creation is happening. That's not my intent. Okay, let me copy this image. Take my paint. Paste this fellow. I hope this image is clear to all of you.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. You see there is this wall of lotus, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lord Krishna is there. You know, this entire thing is Vaikuntha that doesn't have Vaikuntha planets that doesn't have any creation. Right?
Yeah.
Always existing. Then you see this
Yeah.
little bubble here.
Yes.
That is called Mahat Tattva. The great aspect. What is the great aspect? It has three states: the initial state, the agitating state, the agitated state. Initial state, where it's completely dormant. Then, how does it get into the agitating state? When Lord Sri Mahavishnu looks at it, his eyesight forms the Linga Rupa,
Yeah.
the Shambhu Rupa. And this Mahatattva is none other than Prakriti Parvati. And the Shambhu Parvati get together through the vision of Lord Vishnu, as the vision of Lord Vishnu. And then what happens? The agitation happens. In that agitated state, when the agitation is happening, various elements get created, and when the agitation, right, gets to a mature state, the universes and everything get created. What are the various elements that get created? The earth, water, air, fire, ether, the intelligence, the mind, right?
Yeah.
The smell, the sound, all these elements get created during the agitation phase, right? When the combinations of these form, That's when the universes and the planets come. And when the combinations of the subtle element, like the mind, intelligence, false ego come, then the living entities are moving and touching with the gross in terms of earth, water, air, fire, and ether. Right? So, then when the universes are created, into each universe the Lord enters and lies, and from his navel, if you see, there is a Brahma coming. Can you see that?
Yes, we can see.
Sorry, let me place it there. Yeah? From his
Yeah.
navel, look, that means in each universe there are Trimurtis. There are millions of universes in the Mahatattva. You can talk about them like mustard seeds in a gunny bag. Right? In each universe there are Trimurtis. And of those Trimurtis, Brahma, who then creates the bodies for the living entities. That's why they say Brahma writes your fortune, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So he only writes our fortune based on our karma phala. That's why a secondary creator. That's why the first thing, all of this creation is Sarga, is done by the Supreme Lord Krishna. It's the secondary creation of creating these living entities, giving the bodies to the living entities, is done by Lord Brahma, which is Visarga. Yes? Visarga means continuation of Sarga. Make sense?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, is everyone clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So when he is doing the secondary creation, based on the karma phala, he has to position the various living entities in various places. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why sthanam is in the 5th canto.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Once people are there, Lord Krishna is also called who? Bhavagrahi Janardana. Yes? Janardana means, Jana means people or the living entities. Ardana means taking care of. Mardana means destroying. Ardana means taking care of.
Take it.
Right? Right?
Yes.
Janardana, one who takes care or protects
All the living
the living
entities.
entities. How? By bhavagrahi, by receiving or accepting their bhavam or mood. When Kamsa wanted to fight with him, he was okay to fight with Kamsa. When Putana wanted to give him poison milk, he was willing to accept the poison milk, but still gave her a moksha, life or salvation like a mother. Right?
Yeah.
So look at the way the Lord is receiving the mood, not with antagonism, with the desire to maintain or protect the living entity. Yes?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Mataji, is this point clear to everybody?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Poshanam doesn't mean just maintenance. It's maintenance accepting the mood without any bias. Right? That's why even Putana got the salvation of her mother. Even Dhruva Maharaja's mother got the salvation of her mother. Right?
Yeah.
No difference. Yeah? Despite what? If you see Putana, she was antagonistic. Right? If you see Dhruva Maharaja's mother, she was ignorant. She only told Dhruva Maharaja, go to the forest and ask the rishis, I don't know what you should do.
Yes.
Yes? She said, I don't know. But even ignorance is not of importance. Right?
Yeah.
She has done the right margadarshan or given the right direction. That was important for salvation. Yes? That was enough for salvation for Lord Krishna. Look at his unbridled mercy. Right? I am not calling unlimited. I am calling it unbridled. Why am I calling it unbridled? Go back to Tulabharam.
Yeah.
Do you all remember Tulabharam? With
Yeah.
Sudama or Kuchela. the poor friend, Brahmana friend of Lord Krishna comes to Dwaraka, borrowing, two morsels of flat rice or beaten rice, poha, avalakki or atukulu, yes, and comes and gives him one handful and he eats. Right? When he goes to eat the second handful, Mother Rukmini comes and holds his hand. Yes?
Yeah.
The biggest problem with him is, right, let's go back and look at this. His poshanam is unbridled. Why is it unbridled? Not even unlimited, it's unbridled. And Mother Lakshmi needs to bridle him saying that, don't empty my koshagar. Yeah? Don't empty my treasury. Why is it required? Let's look at it. Let's look at this Leela of Sudama to understand the mood of poshanam of the Lord. Right? When this Kuchela or Sudama and Lord Krishna went to the forest, because Sandipana Muni, their guru, asked them to get some firewood, right? What did Sandipani Muni's wife, the Guru Mata, tell Sudama? She gave the flat rice or beaten rice or poha to him and said, Krishna likes it very much, carry it safely. Whenever he is hungry, give it to him. That was her instruction. Right? Then they went, they cut the, wood and, they piled the wood in pieces. Then it started raining. So they safely, each of them, along with the block of wood, wooden pieces, the firewood, they got onto the tree. They not only ensured that they were not, dampened, they also ensured that the firewood also was not dampened. That's the degree of devotion they had towards the Guru they had. Right? Wonderful. But the little thela, that Sudama was carrying was with him. Yes? Who did Guru Mata give that thela for? Carry that
Krishna.
for whose purpose? Lord Krishna. Then Sudama, being a Brahmana, Bhojana Priya, Brahmana, Bhojana Priya. It is said a Brahmana is typically very, very interested in eating a lot.
Yes.
Right? Because why is Brahmana Bhojana Priya? Brahman Janiti iti Brahmana. A Brahmana sees in the Annam the Lord. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Yajnat bhavati parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavaha. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So the Annam is Bhagavat Swarupam. That's why the Brahmana eats that, saying that this is the prasadam or the mercy of the Lord.
Mercy.
Right? Therefore, being a Brahmana that he is, he became hungry. He said, I'll have one morsel of flat rice. I'll eat another morsel of flat rice. And finally, he cleared the entire bag. Next day morning, once they got down, Lord Krishna said, I'm hungry. Sudama went scratch. Right? And he said, sorry Krishna, I have eaten it. Then Lord Krishna says, at least one morsel of flat rice you owe me. Yes? So in that Leela, Lord Krishna says, you owe me one morsel of flat rice. But here what happened? He gave one morsel and he starts thinking, right? Oh God, he has given something that he doesn't have. What can I give him? So I'll give him everything.
Yeah.
Unbridled mercy. Right? I'm not even calling it unbridled, unlimited. I'm calling it unbridled mercy, which had to be bridled by none other than Mother Rukmini. She who could buy him out with a piece of tulasi and lot of devotion with which she had written Sri Krishna. Yes, Mataji, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
That is the poshanam of the Lord. That's the protection. When the Lord is giving so much protection, obviously there is inclination required. Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
The inclination to act in 7th canto is demonstrated by none other than Prahalad Maharaj. Yes?
Yeah.
They Thereafter, the Manvantaras, the reigns of various Manus, how the various living entities are coming in. Then the topics about the Lord's various incarnations and his devotees.
Devotees.
Right? So 7th canto, 8th canto, and 9th canto slowly move towards the individual inclination versus the Lord's Leela. Yes? And of course, 10th canto is all about complete manifestation of the absolute truth of supreme shelter. Yes? And 12th canto is about annihilation, and 11th canto is how do you escape and get liberation. Yes? Hare Krishna?
Yes. Prabhuji, sorry, that meet.google.sharing that screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
10th
Prabhuji.
canto, it
Yeah.
is all about Ashraya Mataji. You see Ashraya?
Ashaya. Okay.
The
Mhm.
reason I have put it this way is Nirodho Muktir Ashreha. The shloka, it says that.
Yeah.
Nirodho Muktir Ashreha. Right? Nirodha, stopping, which is annihilation. Mukti, liberation. How do we get liberation? When we take the Ashraya of the Supreme Lord. Yes, Prabhu? Yes, Mataji, clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So this is Srimad Bhavatam, which covers all these 10 topics for us. Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
So you see how we have to approach this with absolute humility?
Mhm.
If we think we can just read and understand Lord Krishna, how dangerous it is? Yes. So these are the 10 topics that are covered in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam.
Okay? Alright. There is a lot to cover. It's already in 9
Yes.
class for you. Yes?
Yes.
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 So we'll stop here, because tomorrow this needs to be discussed. These are the important Chatushloki thing that I was referring to. Yes?
Oh, yes.
Right? I mean, the Chatushloki is all different, but it's about understanding the Lord and Bhagavatam. This is important. Chatushloki also I'll cover a little later, but this is important thing about how one could understand the Lord. Right? So that's important. So tomorrow we'll cover this in absolute detail. But
Yes,
before I
yes.
let you go, I want to show you something. By the time we understand these 12 cantos, it will take another 2 classes. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Thereafter, I just want to show to you what all. I'll definitely share these PPTs once we have covered all those things. Okay? Right?
Yeah.
Please don't worry. Yes? So this I had done for devotees as a 7-day workshop. Right? So, this is in Telugu. Okay, then I won't bother you. I didn't realize I had done it in Telugu. These are all PPTs that I had done for devotees in, as a 7-day workshop. That's okay. I'll do the similar thing for you, and then I use this to build the book. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, this particular thing, Prabhu and Mataji, I'll definitely give you, and we will, along the way, we'll also cover the nature of these things and all these things. We'll go through them, and after that, we'll dive deep into Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay?
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Sure. Tomorrow, we'll start off with covering the lifespan of Lord Brahma, understanding how the whole thing happens, and then move on to the second canto of Bhagavatam and how we should perceive the Lord. Okay?
Yeah.
So we'll do it in a structured manner.
Prabhu, Wednesday, Prabhu.
Tomorrow in the sense Wednesday, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Yes.
I usually have an Indian reference of tomorrow. Yes? I do mean Wednesday, Prabhuji. Yeah?
Prabhu, one question is there. Can I ask, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
In that 10 topics, I didn't see the first and second canto.
No. The third canto onwards, the 10 topics are covered. First and second are the basis. Remember, Prabhu, one second. Let me reopen and speak. Obviously, I didn't do a good job there. the first and second canto, they are the lotus feet of the Lord and they form the basis, Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. There,
Yes.
the context is getting set, and as we go up, we start seeing the Pitambara.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Got it. My brain is it's not you, but yeah, my brain is not working. It's there, the point
No,
here.
no,
Now
this is the point here, right?
yes.
The first canto covers, what is it, Srimad Bhagavatam? How Lord Krishna is the supreme, right? And what is the
Yeah.
topmost, how Bhagavatam is the topmost spiritual path. And this is where
Yes.
Sudha Goswami describes about, how Shukadeva Goswami has come, how Parikshit Maharaj has done, how Pandavas, Kunti, Uttara, and Bhishma have surrendered to Lord Krishna, and how Krishna reciprocated to them. That's where first canto ends. In the second canto, then he talks about Krishna Bhakti. That's where we get the Chatushloki. But what I am referring to in these verses is how exactly can we perceive Lord Krishna. What is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam in the second canto. Yes, Prabhu?
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. So, based on this, we will cover three things on Wednesday. First is lifespan of Lord Brahma. The various times Srimad Bhagavatam was narrated. All of this we will cover as we go along. Right? We will do them step by step by step. Understand entire Srimad Bhagavatam's relevance and then dive deep into Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
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 Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Gaura Sitanath Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo.
Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Dada Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada.